Happy New Year's. Welcome back to the channel. I am finishing up ARCANE. Just to cap off the new year, I thought, why not finish ARCANE? And the last time I saw you, you were probably watching the Krampus commentary, and if you haven't, I highly recommend you watch that. That was a lot of fun to create. I did that with my girlfriend at Beyond Bieza. Go check her channel out. She's awesome, and she makes very spooky paranormal content, and it's very good keeping up with her subscribers, so go check her out. But anyways, back to this video. I am doing a reaction, like I said, of ARCANE, the finale. We are finally wrapping this up. I feel like this has been a year-long project. I think I started watching ARCANE back in the beginning of 2022, and now capping it off at the beginning of 2023. This is a year of reflection. This is a time to look back at our past year and look at the things that we would love to improve on and the things that we would like to see for the future. Now, what are some of your New Year's resolutions that you would like to accomplish this year? I have some. I would like to shed a little bit of weight, shed a little bit of tears. I'd like to get more in touch with my emotional side. I'd also like to watch more movies because 2022, I really feel like I didn't get to watch as many movies as I wanted to. There were just a lot of movies I just didn't get to see. I was watching a lot of TV shows, but you know, it's not as fun to talk about because not everyone gets to see the same shows as you do. In terms of resolutions, I am curious on what you guys have for your resolutions, and make sure to keep them reasonable, okay? Don't say something like, you know, maybe some people can, but don't set something unrealistic like I'm gonna lose 100 pounds in a month. I mean, let's slow down, okay? That's one thing about resolutions. It's all about pacing. And speaking of pacing, ARCANE has some of the best pacing and some of the best story, some of the best animation I've ever seen. So before we get into that, remember to like the video if you have enjoyed the video up to this point, or at the end of the video. And also remember to subscribe. I would just love for this next year, here's a resolution, I would love to hit 1,000 subscribers. I don't know why, I just think that would be a nice round number. That would be fun. So if you guys could help me get there, that'd be awesome. I think there's a huge disparity in terms of people who are watching these videos and actually subscribe. So if you could change that statistic and help me out, that would be awesome, and I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, let's get into the finale. All right, let's go.
Oh, starting off strong with a close-up of the dead child. That's how any good show should start. Jesus, I almost forgot. This is over.
Not for me.
Take those off. They're not gonna
Make
fight.
me.
They're not gonna. I can't let you leave with them. Well, I think
I guess you're gonna need to kill another treasure.
We're gonna start off with an action scene. Psych. Yeah, because they usually save that for like 20 minutes. It's a little too early for action.
Just gotta keep seeing this dead kid, huh? I'm at a loss for words. I feel like I feel like she just punched my screen. All right, talking through the intro. So yeah, at last we left, Jace killed the kid. He just marked this kid. The kid fell like 50 stories, and I made a reference to Halloween Ends. If you haven't seen that movie, I guess it's not really a spoiler, but don't watch that movie. It's garbage. It's bad. But ARCANE is not. So yeah, Jace is facing the repercussions of what he just did, and I think that's a very dark way to kind of cap off this season. And is he gonna pull out? Who knows? Because I don't think he pulls out with his girlfriend. So yeah, we'll see. Vi, she's like, there's like a pile of dead kid bodies in this war with Soko. So don't get your panties in a bunch, Chase. And it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to see how sort of the difference between people who have come from the underground who have actually lived in Piltover on the high end and see that conflict. So cool way to bring that together. Anyways, let's get back to the show.
You gotta do anything about that piece of shit that murdered my boy. Let me guess. Jinx will take care of it. Just like she's been taking care of everything.
That's his mom? Oh. I was not expecting her to be a mom.
You're one to talk about sacrificing for the cause.
It looks like she has like sleep apnea. Yeah. Oh yeah, he obliterated that girl. He dusted her like Thanos. That's sad, man. If he was gonna lose his virginity with anyone, it was definitely gonna be her. I'd be pretty crushed too. Is your solution to beat it with a chair? Okay. I thought you were a scientist, man. Okay. If that's all it takes, I mean, that's all it takes, but I thought there would be more complex solutions. Oh. Damn. Victor just logged off.
Moxian wine is bold by comparison. The grapes are hardened by the climate, but then so is everything that manages to survive in Noxus.
I want to know a whole prequel series of what's going on between these two. How did this happen? How'd she get her little Timothy Chalamet slave?
You have to destroy it. I know. The Hex Core. I can't do it. You have to. We failed to do good. We have to make it right.
Yeah, I'm team these two guys.
Today is the day you die, Silco.
That's a risk I've known all my life. But I still believe in Luarte.
Oh, it's him! Yeah. Hey man, that's what you get. Running that motor mouth, literally a motor mouth. He's like, I can't read that. It's gibberish. It's like a doctor's note. Wow, that's gorgeous. That, not so much. Interesting.
Perfect place for an ambush.
I'm here to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
Free trade routes, blanket amnesty, unrestricted access to the Hexgate sovereignty. You really think you're in a position to demand all this?
Yeah.
Believe me, if I had it my way, it'd be you rotting in still water. But we can't make a deal with a snake and cut off its head. We both have our shitty parts to play. Get me Jinx, and I'll give you your nation of Zaun.
Some Game of Thrones shit going on. I like this. Heimerdinger!
Astonished.
Would love for someone to get back to me on why there's cat people. I'm just curious. However, I have no issue with there being a fur baby, like Heimerdinger. That's the cat people. I'm like, oh, different planets, right? Probably. Yeah. Answer my own question.
1,000 times I've imagined this moment. Never like this. All we ever wanted. The boy didn't even haggle. And what do I lose but problems? Oh, it all makes sense now, brother.
He poured one out for his homie. Yeah, I really miss that character. There was only one episode you see him in, but made an impression. What the?
Piss off.
What the? What the hell is that? Oh, are we getting the record? Hey. Oh, cool. Yeah, I was like wondering where that was at the beginning of the episode.
Everyone out.
little Mexican standoff. Pardon the name, that's just what they call it. Alright, let's go. Oh, no. I want to see what's happening. Yeah. Who's that? Whoa. God damn. She's no slum, man. She's taking her out. Jesus. Even with them sock and boppers, she's getting owned. Lady with one arm. Like one really good arm. Fucking Winter Soldier over here.
Well, your dog needs work.
What?
I wish I could say it gets easier, girl.
Aw, sweet.
What I can say is, she still needs you. They all do. So what do you say? That's my girl.
Oh, I missed him, man. It's cool to see him. Old book ending. That was cool.
Bravo.
Oh. And it took my eyes a bit to adjust. I didn't even see her for a second.
They're right not to trust us.
You're walking a fine line, Jace.
With respect, I don't give a shit what any of you think of me anymore.
Let's go.
Really thought I buried this place.
Powder?
Nothing ever stays dead. Wanna know a secret?
Wanna know how I got these scars? She's very Joker right now.
But he didn't make Jinx. You did.
Anakin is gone. I am what remains.
I always knew you'd come back.
What's going on?
Oh, dude. She needs a therapist, man. I don't know what else to say. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up, man. Jesus.
I paid your girlfriend a visit this morning.
Oh shit, are they pulling a 7 right now?
Sheesh, I'm not that crazy.
I thought they were pulling a what's in the box moment.
You aren't lying. You wouldn't lie to me. Not again.
I'm not lying. I'm on your side. I promise.
Wow, you killed him twice. Real nice, Jinx. Jesus. What? Where did she pull that from?
Look out!
Oh.
Don't listen to her!
Dad! Mom! Lee!
Whoa. What just happened? Is that Jinx's chair? Oh. What? No, like that? Oh, come on. No, he's gonna live. He's gonna live.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's gonna ruin the whole peace treaty. Unbelievable. But I didn't get enough Silco. I'm sorry, I'm not satisfied with that. I'm a little upset that they just killed him like that. But what are you gonna do? She's gonna be the new mob boss, pretty much. She's the kingpin. Oh, there it is.
I thought maybe you could love me like you used to, even though I'm different. But you changed too. So, here's to the new us.
No shit, she changed. She went to prison, dude. Prison changes you. That's like a thing people say. Wow, that's beautiful. So they're playing a song right now, so I'm muting this entire thing. So, I'm sorry. But I hope the visuals are enough. Wow, that thing is crazy. That's a shark gun? That's gotta be in the game, right? That shark gun? Wow. Dang. They know how to just, I don't want to say manipulate, but they know exactly what buttons to press to like give you the chills in a good way. I don't know, man. The visuals, the music, all of it. The team put in work on this. Wow. Oh shit. There's no way. Oh, just like that, huh? Wow. Is there like a I've been conditioned by Marvel movies to be like, hey, is there a post-credit scene? Wow, what an episode. Jeez. Okay, so that was the finale of Arcane. That was episode 9. I didn't actually shout out what the title of that episode was, so let me go back. The Monster You Created. So yeah, this is kind of all bookends the entire story, starting from episode 1 and now episode 9. We get to see some of Vander, and we get to see some of Milo and Clagger. I think it's Clagger. We got to see them pop up again in sort of a vision inside of Jinx's mind. But it was kind of nice. It was like a nice bookend and a very tasteful climax. Like, you know what? I have missed a tasteful climax, like a dramatic scene with a lot of weight and a lot of tension, where it's just characters and what they're talking about, what they're discussing, and what the future holds from that discussion. Is the stakes enough? Like, it's not this world-ending event. I mean, it's going to lead up to that, but the stakes are there. You understand what's at risk, and you understand the power plays now. Now things are shifting in a direction where the leadership is under someone who isn't mentally well. I don't know a better way to put it, but it seems that it's going in a direction where Jinx is going to be taking over Silco's role. And I was pretty disappointed to see Silco go. It's the same as Vander. Just something about just the voice work and the character, the complexity behind that character, and understanding that character a little bit more. I wanted to know the past. I wanted to see what happened between him and Vander. Like, there was just a lot of things that are unanswered, but not like unintentionally. I'm sure that they're going to lead up to that, maybe in season 2 or maybe in season 3 if it gets there. But there's a lot behind that character I want to know more about. In terms of characters I don't really give a crap about, it's that guy with the shoulder pads and the metal jaw that got murked in this episode. Didn't care for him much. Thought he was interesting, but yeah. I feel like I can say this maybe, but I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't understand half the words he was saying, even with subtitles. I'm trying to say this in a kind way. I'm sure English isn't their first language. It made it very difficult to understand some of the things he was saying, and when he was trying to sound threatening, it did sound a little goofy. Not they're not trying, and not that it's not an accomplishment in itself to know multiple languages, because I only know one, so I can't say anything. But it was difficult for me to understand that person. So when they offed him, I was like, okay, good. Like, not because they can't speak English, but because I didn't like that character very much, and it really did feel like he was a pawn to be sacrificed, and it was inevitable. So, anyways, but Silco, yeah, that's kind of the cliffhanger. Is he actually dead? I'm curious. I'm legitimately curious. Is he actually dead? And also with Victor's assistant, is she actually dead? I mean, those were her ashes, and to most people, that's as final as it gets. But you know, in comics, there have been so many like final deaths, and then they bring them back like in a year or two, or in 3 years, depending on the writer. So is it like one of those things? Like, is the hex tech, is that thing? Does it just teleport them to a different dimension or something? Send them to a different planet? Like, is it one of those things? I am genuinely curious because I don't know the lore very well. But I was thoroughly impressed with this finale. I was so expecting this big like bash between, you know, Vi and Silco, and then Jace to come in with his hammer. Not that I wanted that, but I was fully expecting that because that's kind of how action films of this era have kind of set in terms of expectations. And I am so happy that it's just a sit down with a mentally unwell woman with a giant gun. A giant shark gun, sorry. So yeah, I'm a big fan now. I'm a big fan of the animation style. I don't know if this is enough for me to be like, I gotta play the games, but it's definitely like making me curious about it. I know it's not like a, what do you call it? Like a first person or a third person game, League of Legends. I think it's more like tactical or something like that. I have no idea. I have no idea. I feel like it looks more like World of Warcraft or something, but I'm probably so wrong. And the gamers that are watching this, if there are any, are probably clawing their eyes out and tearing their ears off. What an image. So I apologize if I'm getting it way off, but it looks really cool. Like I feel like if they were going to do any cutscenes for those games, they could insert anything from this show and it would just be astonishing. It would be magical. I'm currently playing Jedi Fallen Order. Weird tangent, but it does relate because the cutscenes in that are so cinematic and so wonderful that I'm like, man, movies should take so many tips from games because the cinematics, the stories, and yeah, just kind of the development they give the characters and the time it takes. We need more of that. And the show does have the liberty of doing that because there are several episodes where we can cover these characters and follow them along and get equal or more balanced screen time for each of the characters to understand more of their motivations, their goals, and eventually feel something when their deaths inevitably happen. And that's something I feel is missing from, you know, I hate to call it like Marvel, but like that's the biggest name in terms of film right now, in terms of at least by box office numbers. So using them as an example, since they are sort of setting the industry standard, it's refreshing to just see them take care of these characters and not feel like they can't make a joke, and feel a little bit more restrained. I feel that Marvel, yes, I am a fan of humor. I am a fan of well-placed humor, and I'm a fan of naturally occurring humor in like conversation. And I feel like early Marvel was really good at that. And then it just kind of became distracting. It kind of became less about the story and became less a joke from the character, or a joke that would naturally come from the character, and more a joke that was placed on a certain character because they wanted all the characters to be likable. And what's the easiest way to make someone likable? Well, for them to make you laugh. And I feel like that's such a cheap and easy route to take for a character. And in this one, while it's not humorous, I'm not laughing my ass off, you know, there's some dark shit in here, but they do have some levity in there. And that's the nice thing. That's what makes it rewatchable, because you feel like you're watching real characters. And I, for one, completely forget that this is being voiced by Hailee Steinfeld. I completely forget, and I see Vi as a character being voiced by Vi. Like, I don't see or hear Hailee Steinfeld. Even though just thinking about it, you're like, oh yeah, of course that's her voice. But no, it's the character. And that's what this thing does. Like, that's very immersive in this world that they create and all the detail and how it feels like it is, but it's basically 3D animated structures with painted overlays, pretty much, practically. That's how they're doing it. And it's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous, and it's so artfully done, and every single frame seems like there is an intention behind it, behind the artist. And that is this entire show. It's being carried on the back by the team of ARCANE, and no wonder it took so many years to create. And so that's the thing that I feel that, you know, modern movies, or at least modern action blockbusters, are kind of missing, is that you don't care about the action at all if the characters aren't meaning anything. And this isn't a knock at Marvel specifically, this is a knock at just modern like filmmaking, modern action films. And I don't want to sound like an old head who's like, movies were so much better back in the day, but you know, take a page out of 80s films, or take a page even out of like 90s thrillers. You know, there are great examples today, but it's just so far and few between. Like another example would be Gray Man. Like, what was that? What the hell was that? You know, it's got a stacked cast. It's got the Russo brothers directing it, who arguably directed one of the most popular, not arguable, I mean the most profitable film in like the past decade, Endgame. And that movie did a really good job of balancing character, having depth, and you know, maybe an imbalance of too much humor, but you know, enough drama to kind of balance it out just a tad. So, you know, there are good examples among them, but there are just some movies that I feel like are kind of missing the point of why we go to the movies, or why we sit down and watch a TV show. It's because we need to care about the things that happen, and this one really does that. And maybe to you, you're like, is ARCANE the only show you've seen? There's so many shows that do. No, like I've watched plenty of shows that really do it well. But I'm trying to speak to just the general audience. I think another great animated show that's on Netflix that maybe hadn't gotten enough conversation about it, enough discussion, because I feel like ARCANE was talked to death by so many people and recommended by so many people. But Castlevania, one of my favorite animated shows to come out of Netflix, like just a wonderfully done, wonderfully charactered show where you would think it's a fantasy series based on a video game. It's a total cash in. They're not going to put effort. No, you would be wrong, because that show has such great depth and character, like Dracula, Alucard, Trevor. Like, it's so good. It's so good. I highly recommend you watch that. Maybe I am talking to an audience who has seen that and has enjoyed it, but I feel like ARCANE and Castlevania are like head to head. They're just really well done. But anyways, I'm getting a little bit distracted, and a lot of the things that I might have just said earlier, that could change. You know, I could be proven wrong. I think Love and Thunder just put a really bad taste in my mouth, and I just completely disregarded so many great films that came out earlier this year, because this actually was a really good year for movies in general. But in terms of big blockbuster movies, I have not been impressed with those at all. I'm sorry. Except Multiverse of Madness. That was a lot of fun. I'll give it to that. I had a lot of fun with that. It's not perfect, but it's fun. In terms of my expectations of where the show is going to go, I have no idea how tied this is to the actual games. I think it's a little bit disconnected. They're kind of taking liberties with some of these characters, maybe tying some things from the games in there just as a nod to some of the gaming fans, but also honoring people who are coming into this blind and giving a good, compelling story with these characters. So I feel, like I said earlier, that Jinx is gonna be kind of the head honcho, kind of the kingpin of the organization, kind of taking over Silco's role in a way. And Vi is going to become Vander. It really does feel like they're trying to make that parallel here. And, you know, Vander and Silco called each other brother. I don't know if that's actually genetic, because if they are genetic brothers, one got the short end of the stick, let's be honest. And between Jinx and Vi, yeah, it really does feel like they're making that parallel, and they're setting up for season 2 in a way, which is going to be a big explosion of an event, if you know what I mean, because you know, shark missile. So I don't know where that's going to go. I'm pretty excited to see where it goes. It seems like they're all going to die. Like, how the hell are they going to avoid that, right? It seems, unless it's like a joke toy, but it seemed pretty apparent that she was shooting to kill. So I feel like maybe we're going to lose at least half of those people in that room. Some of the people that we don't really care about, like the David Bowie looking guy maybe, and the gearhead dude. I feel like, you know, some of the people that were like, we don't know them too well, I feel like they're gonna go. I feel that Kate's mom is probably gonna go, because Kate is unconscious right now. She's probably gonna wake up, find out that her mom was killed by Jinx, and that's gonna make her motivation even stronger. It's gonna strain the relationship between her and Vi. Be very interesting if they go that direction. I think so. I think Jace will survive with a question mark. There could be potential that Jace doesn't survive and Victor kind of takes over. And Victor has a very different methodology and way of thinking. And I think that him being kind of taken over by the Hex Tech, I think that is going to play into it in some way. Maybe kind of like in a symbiote situation. I have no idea. And yeah, and then Jace's girlfriend, whose name I always forget, her mom and her, they're gonna play into that. And she turned out to be actually pretty cool. She's actually a pretty cool girl. Woman, sorry. I just feel like I can't really gauge the ages of these characters. They could be anywhere between like 14 or 16 to 32 to 40. Because they all have very young faces. Even like Kate's mom looks like she's just a young woman with a gray wig. Like, I can't really gauge, so I don't know. But anyways, going off of that, her character, I think her name is Mel. She's very compelling. Like, I like her because at first she seems like she's up to something, and she kind of is. She has a dark past, she's hidden, but she also does care about the city, and she doesn't want to go to war. She doesn't want to resort to violence. So there are layers to her character, and I really like that. So yeah, I think some of the assumptions I had of a lot of these characters kind of went away, and the way that they ended it was very tasteful. I will keep reiterating that. It was a very tasteful ending. I'm glad that they went in the direction that they did. I feel like they have to introduce some new characters in the next season, because, you know, there's this whole underground city that kind of looks like the elven city in Lord of the Rings. I'm forgetting the name right now. I'm a bad Lord of the Rings fan, I guess. If I were to give this entire series a rating, I'm not gonna go as far and say 10 out of 10, because I'm not gonna say it's perfect. But I don't exactly know why I don't think it's perfect. For me, it's not like one of my favorite shows. It just didn't make that impact. But it is one of my favorite animated shows off of Netflix. And I think that's a pretty high praise, because a lot of the content I consume comes from Netflix. So one of my favorite animated shows on Netflix, I'd say it's probably top five. And I would give this a solid, I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10. That's really close to 10. And I feel like if you disagree with that, then I don't know what to say, man. I don't, or woman, I don't know what to say. Like, that's pretty close to perfect. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Arcane. What did you guys think of Arcane in its entirety? What did you think of the last episode? I thought it was excellent. And I would say it's probably like my second or third favorite episode of this series. I still think episode 3 is the best, just because of whoa. like the things that happened are emotionally draining. That episode was like, god damn, I needed to have a drink after that. So yeah, that's it. That is Arcane. So what do you guys want me to watch next? What do you guys want me to do next? You know, I don't want to just only do reaction. I'd love to do other things. So what are some things that you'd like me to do? If you enjoyed this video, remember to like it, like I said in the beginning. And if you didn't enjoy it, then, you know, sorry. Sorry. But also subscribe to the channel if you feel the need to do so. And that would be a lot of help for me, and I would really appreciate that. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great New Year's. Welcome to 2023. I hope you are all happy, and I hope you all make your resolutions come true. So with that said, as always, I will see you later.